Let's have a look at these preeminent icons at the bottom of the sidebar. The first function is the zoom, that as one would expect lets you zoom in or out the document. The next icon allows me to download the document as an image. I can use this option on any document I can open. If I click on the button, an image will be generated and a preview will slide down. Then I can download it as a PNG or PDF file. Right below there is an export quality setting. It goes from 0.5, that is half the on-screen resolution, up to 4 times. This is only applied to the exported images because on screen I can just use the zoom function. To export a single fretboard with a transparent background, a useful function for integrating diagrams into books or importing them into document editors, I can click on the same icon on each fretboard toolbar. The quality setting in the sidebar affects the quality of these images as well. This icon in the top middle lets me hide the fretboard toolbars to get a cleaner presentation of the document when I don't need those options, like when I'm just using the diagram to study, showing it to a student, or just editing using basic functions. This arrow-shaped button is the presentation or focus mode. It hides almost all the interface. Only the little panel at the bottom of the sidebar remains partially visible, and the layer panel appears when I go over it with the cursor. This mode only leaves a minimal amount of options available, but it is intended for study or for teaching, for example to reduce clutter in a shared screen during an online lesson. This button with the question mark will activate the help mode. When active, if I click on a panel, instead of activating the functions, I will open the related documentation. Here we have the tooltips option that lets me deactivate these small labels that appear when I move the cursor over most icons. Then we have the undo and redo functions, with 2 small numbers that indicate the number of actions that I can undo or redo. The last one is the save function that saves the document into my account. In order to save, I'll need to insert a title and select at least one tag for my document. If I miss the step, the application will clearly show what's missing. Optionally, I can add a description that will appear into my profile. This can be useful to add some extra information to orient myself and others through the saved documents before opening them. I can choose if I want my document to be available to anyone or just to myself, and lastly, if I click on this button, the diagram will be saved. Now that I saved, the application asks if I want to load the version I just saved or keep working into this browser's page. I click OK to redirect the application to the saved version, and as expected I'll find my diagram, and since now it is published, there is also a comment section. If I visit my profile now, among the other ones, I'll find the diagram I just saved. Moving the cursor over the title, I will display a small preview, and if I inserted a description, which I did, I will also see a small icon with an eye. Moving the cursor over the icon will display the description. I can open the document using the Quick View option that quickly opens an image version of the document, or I can load the document into the editor by clicking on the title.